Hello students, today's topic is relational data model which is from subject database memory system. I'm Mayank Namdev, assistant professor in computer science and engineering department SIRT Bhopal. So the outline of today's lecture is data model, relational database, key and its types, integrity constraint and its type. So firstly, we start with the data model. The entire structure of a database can be described using a data model. It is a collection of conceptual tools for describing data. A data model can be classified into following types. First one is object-based logical model, record-based logical model, and third one is physical model. In object-based logical model, the real-world entities are treated as object, and there are some various types of object based logical model like object oriented data model and relationship model, etc. In the second one, record based logical model, in the record based logical model, the the information or the data can be presented in the form of complete information. That means there are some types of like relational data model, network data model, etc. And in physical model, the actual physical information which is stored in a secondary memory or in memory can be used. How we represent that information using physical model. uh, Now, the relational data model, it is a collection of one or more relation where each relation is a table with rows and columns. This is the primary data model for commercial data processing application. Means the maximum data representation or data models use these model for representing our information. The major advantage of relational model over the older data models are it is simple and elegant, simple data representation, the easy with which even complex query can be expressed. The main construct for representing data in the relational model is a relation. A relation consists of relation schema and relation instance. Relation schema means the overall design of a database which we want to represent, which we want to store, and relation instance is the information which we present at any instant time, or we can recover it at an instant time, is known as the relation instance. uh, Now we discuss about the relational database. Relational database is a collective set of multiple data set organized by tables, records, and columns. Relational database establish a well-defined relationship between database or table. Means we have various types of table, and if we want to connect these tables, then we require relational database. Tables communicate and share information which facilitate data search ability, organization, and reporting. RDB use SQL, structured query language, which is a standard user application that provide an easy programming interface for database interaction. RDB is derived from the mathematical function concept of mapping data sets and was developed by EF code, which give the concept of relational data model, and which introduced 12 rules for under which any standard database can uh, can follow, that it is known as the relational database. RDB is organized in different ways. There are some concept under which relational database work, in which relation, tuple, attribute, cardinality, degree, primary key, domain, and simple domain. So in this diagram, we take an example of a relation in which we uh, the whatever the information which we want to represent is known as the relation, which is the collective information. And in the relational database, the information is presented in the form of rows and columns, where columns represent as attribute which show the characteristic of any relation, and and rows represent the information of that particular attribute. So firstly, we know the relation is in a table. Here tuple is individual information of individual entities, like S1 is Smith, 20 London, S2 Jones, Stan and Pence. All these are known as the various tuples. uh, Here the attributes are S number, S name, status and city. All uh, these are attribute. And now the coordinates are, here is the number of tuples or row we have, like s1, s2, s3, s4, s5, and the corresponding all these values are known as the cardinality. The degree is known as the number of attribute we have. So in this given relation we have four attributes, so degree is 4, and in this relation we have five tuples, then the cardinality is 5. uh, we have one attribute by which we can represent entire relation, which is known as the primary key. So here S number is the primary key of relation. uh, now domain is the entire information any attribute can have. So the like if in S number, all the from S1 to S5, all these are domain of S number. In case of S name, from Smith to Adams, all these are domain of S. Means all the information which represent that particular attribute is known as the domain. Uh, So the sub-equivalent database concept in relation is known as table. Tuples is known as row or records. Attribute known as column or fields. Cardinality is number of row. Degree number of columns. Primary key which uniquely identify values, and domain means pool of legal values. Now the other concept which under which any relational database work is known as key and its key. So key play an important role in relational. It is used to uniquely identify any record or row of data from the table. Means if you want to differentiate two record, so we use the concept of, it is also used to establish identify relationship between tables. So we have four types of keys: primary, candidate key, super key and foreign key. So firstly we start with the super key. If we want to uniquely identify any relation, any record in the relation, then we use some attribute or set of attribute or combination of attribute by which we can differentiate one record from another. So super key is a set of attribute which can uniquely identify a tuple. Super key is a superset of candidate key. In an example, we have used a relation like employee, in which have attribute like employee ID, employee name, address, passport number, license number, and SSN. So in case of super key, all these are attribute by which we can differentiate from one tuple to another. Is by we can use this as super key. So in relation, employee ID can employ ID have different different values, so we can use employee ID as the super key. We employee name maybe can be same, so we can shoot as a alone employee name as a super key. Employee ID plus employee name also use as a super key. So all these combinations can be used as super key. So all. Now another example, another type of key is candidate key. It is as an attribute or set of attribute which can uniquely identify a tuple. The main feature of candidate key, it is a minimal super key. Means from the superset of uh, candidate as a super key, we select the attribute which minimize the super key concept. Means in this example we have seen an employee table, and if we select employee id as a if we generate employee id as a candidate key, then another superset like employee id plus employee name, employee id plus license number, are not allowed as a candidate key. Now the primary key we have in if we use if we generate so many numbers of candidate key to represent our record uniquely, then from all these set of candidate key, as a database designer, I select any one candidate key from those set is known as the primary key. It is the first key which is used to identify one and only one instance of any an entity uniquely. An entity can contain multiple keys as we saw in person table. The in the employee table ID, the ID can be the primary key is unique for it. In the employee table, we can even select license number and password number as persons. They are also unique. For each selection of primary key is based on requirement and is also decided by database administrator. Now the another is another type of key which is known as the foreign key or reference key. Foreign keys are the column of the table which is used to point to the primary key of another table. So here we take an example in a company. Every employee works in a specific department, and employee and department are two different entities. So there are two different relation. We have employee and department. So we can't store this type of information of the department in the employee table. That's why we link these two tables through the primary key of the table. So here we add the primary key of the department table. Department ID is a new attribute of the employee table. Now in the employee table, department ID is the foreign key, and both the tables are related. So by storing less information, by we can use the concept of foreign key by which we can connect or relate two relations, and that foreign key is the primary key in another relations. So here an example: department ID is the foreign key in employee table, which is the primary key in department table or relation. Now the another concept in relational data model is integrity constraint. Integrity constraints are a set of rules. It is used to maintain the quality of information. Integrity constraints ensure that data insertion, updation, and other process have to be performed in such a way that data integrity is not affected. The integrity constraint is used to guard against accidental damage to the database. There are four types of integrity constraint: domain constraint, entity integrity constraint, referential integrity constraint, and key constraint. So firstly we start with the domain constraint. Domain constraint can be defined as the definition of a valid set of values for it. An attribute means if you want to apply some restriction on particular attribute or its domain of attribute, then we use the type of domain includes string, character, integer, dime, date, currency, etc. The value of attribute must be available in the corresponding domain. So here we seen an example. If we type of attribute age is domain of is a numeric or integer, and if you enter and some character value, then it's not allowed. So because we have applied some constraint that in age only integer values can be acceptable. One is entity integrity. Entity integrity concerns state that the primary key values can be null. This is because the primary key values used to identify individual rows in a relation, and if the primary key is a null value, then we can't identify those rows. Means if the primary key can be null, then we can't able to identify that particular record or tuples. A table contains no value other than the primary key fields. So in example, employee ID is the primary key, and here is the null value exists. So it is not allowed due to entity integrity constraints. There are another quantities referential integrity constraint as specified between two. As we discussed, referential foreign key is used to connect two relations. Relation constraint: if a foreign key in table 1 refers to the primary key table 2, then every value of the foreign key in table 1 must be null or be available in table 2 means either it's may be available or it's may be null or it's available in table 2. So if I take an example, it means in employee number in table 1 is employee name, employee number, name, age and department number. And in department number, which is the parent table, in which department number only 11, 24 and 13 available, but in child table we use an extra entries 18, which is not allowed because it's not defining in table. So this is the inferential integrity constraint. Now another is key constraint. Keys are the entity set that choose to identify entity within it. So the entity set can have multiple keys, but out of which one key will be the primary key. If it is primary key, then it is unique and null values. The relation table. So if we apply key constraint, then the in this example 1002 is not allowed because all row must be unique due to key constraint. So all these we have discussed in today's lecture, and we will continue next lecture the remaining operations or remaining concept of relational data models. So thank you, students.